what is really going on with Star Wars right now? Can we just take a break or something, because this just wasn't it.
You were the chosen one!
And here's my review of Mandalorian and Grogu. That is now in theaters. That was written by Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, and Noah Clore, and also directed by Jon Favreau. This is one of the last producing titles that Kathleen Kennedy has had under her belt. And let's just get started off with the positives. First and foremost, that first 15 minutes of the movie, that was actually really good. That was a good Star Wars entry. That made you feel like everything was on the right track, with the infiltration of a former Imperial layer and the infiltration of the AT-AT and how they went about that. That was a solid performance and a solid scene. We haven't seen much of that in season 3. We saw a little bit of that in season 2, but in my opinion, the strongest part of The Mandalorian has always been that first season with that gunslinger type of approach. Another positive is Road to the Hutt's character development. Now, Road to the Hutt is played by Jeremy Allen White, and he does a decent job at it. You can't really tell that it's Jeremy Allen White, because I think they synthesized or did something to his voice where it doesn't sound like him at all. But the character development that they actually put into that character made you a little more empathetic with that character itself. But that's where it kind of ends off. This movie, if you want to call it that,
Are you serious?
feels like it's just 4 different episodes of The Mandalorian and Grogu smudged in one. And if that's what you're expecting, you're going to have a great time with this. Unfortunately, I wanted something that was going to move the story forward instead of keeping it stationary to an extent. And that's what disappoints me, because they just recently put out Maul Shadow Lord, which was a phenomenal season of Star Wars animation. But then you put out this. And I'm not saying that it's garbage, but I'm not saying it's good. It's definitely below average at best. It is a solid Disney Plus watch if you broke it up into a couple episodes. But that's not what this is. This is supposed to be a movie, but in reality, it's like they started filming season 4 and they were like, well, we gotta mush everything together and put it into a movie format and see if we can make money off of it. So that right there is the biggest issue that I have with this movie. Another issue that I have with this movie is they basically revert and take away whatever character development we've had with Grogu leading up to this point and just threw it out the window.
What?
Like, he's reverted back to season 1 Grogu, where he's not really doing a lot. He's still acting like season 1 Grogu with a little bit of season 2 Grogu, but he has had so much growth since then. He was more competent in some of his skill sets, including when it came to maneuvering in the cockpit. Yeah, he wasn't doing it a lot, but he knew what buttons were what buttons. And unfortunately, he doesn't anymore on this one. Another issue that I have was Sigourney Weaver. There was no point in her role whatsoever. This character was the laziest written, the laziest acted character I've ever seen. And she got a payday. She got a payday just to show up on set. And it's like, what do you bring to this story? You're basically the person who's giving the Mandalorian, Din Djarin, cards to go hunt down. And that's a cool premise for a video game, but for a movie, not so much. I think we're shoving out too much stuff, whether it's through Disney Plus or cinema, that we just need to take a long break. Just stop making Disney Star Wars. Stop making Star Wars in general.
Stop it.
If you're going to make Star Wars stuff, start writing the books. Writing books. Building comics and stuff along those lines. Build that groundwork to create new stories in a galaxy far, far away. And then use that later on down the road as a stepping stone. That way you're developing more source material. Or even better yet, use some of the older source material like the High Republic or the Old Republic. This kind of stuff you have at your fingertips. You can create this stuff. But there's just so much stuff in here that you're not even feeding to the fans properly. If you are a fan of Mandalorian and Grogu, if you are a fan of the Mandalorian series, including all 3 seasons, and you can get past the fact that this is just 4 episodes smushed in one, I think you may have a decent time. If you're getting tired of this slosh, the same stuff that's being put out, this is going to be a straight to Disney Plus stream type of thing, and then most of it's going to be background fodder, to be fair. It's not that captivating. The story isn't that solid. The creature features, I'll give it to them. They did a good job at creating the creatures, but ultimately, this is a skip it in theaters. This is also a check it out on streaming if you're bored type of thing. I wouldn't tell you to go rush out and check this movie out. And I really had high hopes for this one. But it's a side quest more than an actual story. There's no main mission here. It's just a side mission. And that's what's the issue with The Mandalorian and Grogu.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
So, what did you think about The Mandalorian and Grogu? Did you enjoy the movie? What was your favorite part of the movie? What part absolutely bugged you the most? Are you willing to check it out again if you've already seen it in theaters? Or are you going to save it for Disney Plus if you want to check it out again? For me, this is a one and done movie. I'm done. I don't need to see it ever again. And I'm fine with that. So if you like this content and you enjoyed this, go ahead, like, share, subscribe, and make sure to comment what you thought about The Mandalorian and Grogu down below.